I am the eldest granddaughter of Shirley Brice Heath, and I am not surprised at all that she is getting this honor. She has been teaching me since the day I've been born. She fed me books constantly until I was an avid reader. She is part of my education experience as a whole, even though she was never actually my teacher. She taught me so many different things, from history to cooking. So I am very proud of her, and I'm so excited that she is getting this honor. So thank you so much for giving it to her.
I'm honored to be here today to say a few words about Shirley Brice Heath, colleague, friend for life, and partner in so many adventures. Shirley, I bet you remember our early team teaching together when we scared the living daylights out of 15 Stanford frosh who were brave enough to sign up to take a first-year writing class from the two of us. Double trouble, they called us. Or how about traveling together with Betty Bailey to so many wonderful cities, Dublin, London, Paris, or that time that we were hiking in the French Pyrenees and we came on a tiny village with a sign inviting us to attend the Festival of Forgotten Salads in English, French, and Spanish. We knew something was lost in translation, but it certainly tickled your linguistic funny bone. We're still wondering about that Festival of Salads. Or how about teaching together at Middlebury's Breadloaf School of English, all those summers spent in the Vermont mountains, working with the inimitable Dixie Goswami, and where you left your magical mark on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fortunate high school teachers. I once wrote that those who know Shirley Brice Heath know a force of nature. It's not unusual for friends and colleagues to retire exhausted from a mere conversation with Heath, much less an extended encounter. If energy and determination could be bottled and sold, surely you would make a fortune. Well, we are all the beneficiaries of that determination and energy. We have all felt the enormous impact of your work in the fields of education, linguistics, anthropology, and writing studies. And we are here today, Shirley, to say thank you and to honor you, one of the very brightest stars in our academic firmament. I love you, Shirley.
I first met Shirley when she was my dissertation advisor at Stanford. She supported my ethnographic research in a Lao Hmong refugee camp in northeast Thailand. Although she may have hoped that I would become an academic, she fully supported my work with refugees and migrants in several conflicts around the world, and we became lifelong friends. Although Shirley at times probably worried about my safety and good sense, I could always speak frankly with her about my work and its impact on my family. She is a great listener, and she gave that gift of listening well, which is so needed these days, to many of her students. In turn, one of the greatest gifts that I gave to our second daughter, Cordelia, was to make Shirley her godmother, and they have had their own very special relationship. Shirley has been an important person in many, many lives, and I'm very glad that she's receiving this honor today. As my English friends would say, bless.
Greetings from London. In 1997, a Winston Churchill Travel Fellowship took me to visit Howard Gardner, also a distinguished member of the Academy. I worked then at the London International Festival of Theatre, LIFT, inviting young people and adults working in the business worlds to learn together via the arts. I knew it worked in practice, but did it work in theory? Professor Gardner said there was one person I needed to meet, Shirley Brice Heath. Thank you, Professor Gardner, for since then, after the initial delight of meeting Shirley in Palo Alto, we have been continuously in touch. I can't think where the focus of my work and life might have taken me without her guiding influence. Her linguistic insights into the role of the arts in learning enabled us to make strong arguments at LIFT for the validity of our learning programs across the board. At Playground, her knowledge of cognitive development helped us gain insight into the role that touch, knowledge of materials, and hand skills development play in learning. Shirley's academic genius, practical and loyal friendship, gracious and generous hospitality have been limitless. She has been the midwife of 2 books, one on work at the Theatre Festival and the second on Playground. These books have informed many other artists and teachers responding to the challenges of learning in a digital age and living within the limits of the material world. This award is so well deserved. I know that my former colleagues at Lift, Lucy, Rose and Tony, and Duncan at Playground, with me, send their heartiest congratulations to you, dear Shirley.
Hi Lady, congrats on being honored by the National Academy of Education. I'm so proud of you, I'm so happy for you, and I'm so grateful that your long and storied career as an anthropologist and educator is being honored by such an important institution. Big congrats and a big hug all the way from London.
Shirley has had a profound influence not only on me but on people all over the world who work in the area of language, literacy and education. Her ethnographic insights and allowing us to use anthropology to think about linguistic matters has been profound. Thank you, Shirley, for everything that you've given me in my work with remote Aboriginal people in Australia and in Malaysia to think about these matters. Your mentorship, your kindness, your conversations, your intelligence, your insights have been really something special for my career, and your friendship has been so important. Thank you, Shirley.
All over the country, all over the world, there is a web of humans who are all part of the network that you've created, Shirley, through your scholarship, through your research, through your teaching, and through your humanity. I have learned to be a good researcher from my time with you. And more than that, I've learned to be a good human. Thank you for seeing people, for being curious about humans, for being in community. I remember being, I think, in New York City with you, and you stopped in some skateboarding park and watched these young people as they honed the skill of skateboarding, and you noticed and you paid attention and you studied how they were growing and evolving. You are with me daily, Shirley. You remind me to walk in beauty. You remind me to stay curious. You remind me to pay attention to the world and to listen and learn from the people around me. In northern New Mexico, the greatest compliment that you can give someone is to say that he or she has la chispa. Tiene la chispa. Chispa means spark. And you have that spark, Shirley. And those of us who have had the privilege of knowing and working with you are grateful for that spark that you have asked us to carry forward and keep ignited as well. Thank you, Shirley.
Congratulations, lady, on your most recent award from the National Academy of Education. I'm so proud of you, and I am so grateful that you are in our lives. I'm happy that you are setting the bar high for all of us moving forward. Love you lots.
We met on the porch at Breadloaf in 1982. Me, a middle school teacher from a small town in Maine. You, an inspiring professor with a significant manuscript and later a book that changed many people's thinking and teaching. I took your class, my teaching changed, we became friends. You urged me to approach the formidable Courtney Kasdan to ask if she'd have me as a student. She would. And you were beside me as I found my way through Harvard and then on to the faculty at Brown. You continuing to work and publish at warp speed. And then, a joyous thing, you joined me on the faculty at Brown where you taught for 10 years, and when you were in town, occupied the top floor of my condo on Arlington Avenue. Finally, just 2 years ago, we published together. For you, just one of many projects you've been a part of. You've been an inspiring researcher, writer, teacher, and always, Shirley, an admirable human being and the greatest of friends.
I met Shirley more than 40 summers ago in Vermont at Middlebury College's Breadloaf School of English. As teaching assistant to the program in writing, I'd been assigned to pick up Shirley at the Burlington Airport. Since that 2-hour drive back to Breadloaf, Shirley has been the most influential person in my professional and personal life. And because of Shirley, I understand what no bedtime story means. I appreciate the myriad ways with words our students and children have. To those of us who have experienced Shirley through her scholarship in writing, her courses and lectures, her conversations and questions, and most wonderfully through her warm hugs and flashing smile. Shirley is a blessing. I love you, Shirley.
Shirley, you've had an amazing career. And look at the impact you had on thousands and thousands of students. Just incredible. We're so proud of you.
Like legions of others, becoming Shirley Heath's student changed my life. I met her during my first year of graduate school, which was equal parts exhilarating, confusing, and completely demoralizing. She threw me a rope back then in 1996, and she's never let go of the other end. As a scholar, Shirley is demanding. She asks the questions that no one else is asking to astonishing results, questions that take her from linguistics to literature to brain science. But all of her work and the way she lives her life show that difficult questions come alongside deep compassion and a great love for the world. It's what makes her work so important. Shirley taught me to always ask the hard questions, never to trust an argument that is too pat, that the best conversations always happen around a good meal at a beautiful table, that you should have a regular writing schedule, that hospitality is a form of love, that it's important to search for beauty in the world, whether it's in an art museum, a pile of rocks, or a garden, that attention is intention, that it's good to write letters on paper, that you should take a long walk every day, that if you have a truly wild idea, it's probably the best one. I feel so lucky to know Shirley both as her student and as a friend. My family adores her. My children think of her as a legend. She is so deserving of this and every honor. We love you, Shirley Heath. And thanks for that salmon recipe. People are still asking me for it.
Little did I know that meeting Shirley at an old kitchen table in a farmhouse in North Carolina in the 90s could have such an impact in my life to this day. What started out as a conversation, or should I say inquisition, between a young scholar from Germany and a famous professor from Stanford that I had no clue about, forged a connection that lasts to this day. Not only did she become my mentor, my doctoral advisor, and I push you further than you think, Elke person, she became my role model. What I admire the most, Shirley, is your ability to truly see people, to connect with them and to pull them up across social, ethnical, racial, or any other boundaries, and to push them beyond what they think is possible. You did that with me. I know you did that with many others. And I'm beyond grateful to have you in my life.
Hi, Mom. We've been through thick and thin. From accompanying you to field trips to Mexico, to being with you at Winthrop, to going to Tracton, to going to Stanford, Penn, and then back to Stanford, and even helping you edit your index in Language in the USA while we were in Berlin. Thank you for exposing me to so many different cultures and countries throughout the world, from Mexico, India, Sri Lanka, Papua New Guinea, Australia, just to name a few. And your grandchildren picked up their travel book from you. Thanks. I've always admired your curiosity, your ability to nudge people in new ways of thinking, and you're always striving for excellence. I love you, and I'm so happy I could be here to celebrate with you for this tribute.